Hello everybody, this is the King of Pikmin here yet again, and we're going to be reacting to the Kombat Kast because they're going to be showing off General Shao gameplay. Now, I wasn't too impressed with the brief glimpse we saw in the trailer, so hopefully this Kombat Kast can change my mind.
She has some exciting new stuff we'll show at the end of this breakdown that literally wouldn't have been possible before the cameo system.
Let's take a look at
That's
the queen.
interesting.
All right, so let's start with some of the basics. Two cool things about her.
We got the Serena cameo.
Cool VFX,
I want to see Stryker cameo, bro. We've been waiting so long. Although it would be kind of cool
and then the use of her hair.
if I didn't see any Stryker and then got to just try him out for the first time and see his moves when I play. But we'll see. That seems unlikely.
She has really good range, as you'd imagine someone with magical long hair. And there's a couple normals I really wanted to talk about. First is forward 4, which kind of takes out of the page of the last game, and it's like kind of
that move was so obnoxious in MK1.
That's a mid, right?
Yes, and it's pretty quick, but it has a really neat new follow-up. She jumps into the air. It's a low combo starter, and she
Probably
can
punishable.
control how far she goes. She can do the close version and actually land right in front of them. Far version. Or she could just do it by itself, go in for a throw.
That's a wrap.
Thank you. Go for this cool low. Or one of her block strings. Another normals is back 2, which leads into an overhead, and she can combo into it, or you can do back 2 by itself and actually be airborne.
That's kind of neat, I suppose. Because she probably has a lot of air specials.
The classic, the scream, the iconic, quintessential symbol. It's still one of her best combo starters. It stuns. They can't hear anything for a while. She's gonna get a free hit. You can kind of do it at mid-range if you think you caught them sleeping, not blocking. Like I said, it's great to hit confirm. It's
With
just,
punish.
Exactly.
I just throw it out all the time.
All the time. Then let's go over fireballs, which are always one of the most important kind of key things about her offense. She has high hairball.
Airball,
that's...
Which is in the moves list.
Yes, that's canonical. Hairball. And then air hairball. New to this game,
disgusting.
It's a straight, very quick fireball. It is not the downward.
It's interesting that she doesn't scream for the fireball anymore.
It's quick, and I think it's pretty effective. Look at that, I still got it. Her EX versions have some interesting properties. So, the straight one will actually eat up fireballs. So if you use a bar meter or zoning war, you'll actually beat out their projectile.
I learned in the beta Liu Kang's does that too.
Really neat. So she adds that little hair whip at the beginning, and up close, actually a hit that will pop them up.
Yo, she's gonna be a good zoner.
In the corner, you can do cool stuff. Like, get a combo. Oh my gosh. There we go. Maybe I don't still have it.
I think you do.
Thank you. So it's neat. It turns this pure zoning tool up close into an actual offensive tool.
So 2 different ways you can use it.
Exactly.
Both equally cool.
You can also use that with your mix-ups, which gets to the next tool, her cartwheel, the overhead, straight from MK9. If you EX it, it has armor. It's really good up close. It's great as a wake-up attack. You can use it after moves like this. You can mix it up with low, or sweep, and a really fun down 3. Look at that.
That is super
for
good.
Me, when I play against you, you really have to be paying attention because one of the moves is a mid, the other is an overhead.
Exactly.
They look different, but you have to.
Yes.
You can't be on autopilot.
Right. And then lastly, she has the classic levitate. She can float in the air, she can drop straight down. So like for example, you're trying to zone.
I gotta be honest, Sindel's looking very boring, but again, I've never been a big fan of Sindel, so it's not surprising to me.
Right.
She can also cancel it, and she can do fun cancels.
Definitely not a me character.
She can do the back 2, the airborne, go into flight. And if you EX it, it's actually significantly faster. And she has some true block strings that they won't be able to interrupt.
Got it.
Now let's talk about how this can play into her cameo. I have chosen, oops, set it to all. I have chosen Serena, who we got a little taste of in the last trailer, but now we're actually going to show her moves. So her first attack.
Sindel Serena
is
team's gonna be my main, bro.
very quick projectile. You can see the cooldown is pretty quick. Then she also has Kia's blades. She goes full demon,
Wow.
throws multiple, they come back, and this actually leads into combos, so you can do fun stuff.
Any boomerang projectile is usually super good.
That did look fun.
Does it boomerang on block
Really
though?
get up in the air.
Yes.
In a lot of
Yeah,
ways.
In a
I
lot
mean,
of
yeah.
ways. She also has her demon up kick, which is a great wake up attack. It's invincible. It's really quick. You can also use it as an
It's
anti-hero.
invincible.
And then lastly, she has a fourth move. Every cameo has at least 3, and some might have more. So she's one of those. Jakata's Curse. She puts this rune on the ground, and
So they're just referencing
while
her
the opponent is
sisters
standing in it,
with the names of
set
the
it to
moves.
default. Liu Kang's meter is being drained. Pretty quick.
Yeah,
you can
pretty
see.
fast.
Yeah. Now this is an ambush move, which means you can do it while Sindel's doing other actions. So for
Wow.
example, while you have a combo going, you can summon her.
That's crazy, bro.
Oh, there's a
Losing
lot
that
of setup
meter.
there.
Yeah, so you can imagine you can use that in the corner, in the middle of your combo. have
At
her
least in this game,
coming
you get
out,
meter fast.
your meter, stuff like that. She could even do nasty stuff like drain your meter so you can't break a combo.
I was about to
in the
say
middle of
that
your
too.
combo.
She's not going to like breakers very much.
She does not, which is let's maybe get into that a little bit more.
What?
So,
Are
let's
you
go
able
back
to
what we
counter a
started.
breaker with her the
Sindel
way they're
has a
alluding to
couple of
that?
moves using the cameo system. So, you know, Sindel in the lore, she's the queen. She has this commanding presence. She has, you know, what the kids would say is Riz.
Oh, they would say that.
Thank you.
Okay.
And, you know, she could use that to actually command her cameo and maybe more. So let's start with this buff move. Once you activate it, while it's active, cooldown, it will be significantly faster for your cameo. So you can
Wow.
see normally, this move's already pretty quick.
That's insanely
Once she
fast.
has this active, it's even quicker. And Serena, she is recovering so fast her cooldown.
Oh
You can basically do
no.
that like almost indefinitely. So you can turn what normally would be kind of a limited use move into something that you can just use almost like any other special move.
That's
Well, some of the
not
other ones,
okay.
like,
That's not. There's gonna be so many problems with that when the game comes out.
Significantly faster
Oh,
when you
no.
have that active.
Now, she's giving herself up there.
Correct.
There is some, there, yeah.
Correct. But once she gets going, her cameo use is substantially better. There's also an EX version with a really interesting twist. When she EX it, she's now commanding the
slows
opponent's
jump.
cameo, and if the opponent tries to brave,
Yo, this is okay.
they will be stunned, and you get a reset instead. So
Yo,
let's show that again. I have the move
I
active.
don't know about all this.
Opponent goes for a breaker. You can see Sonya actually is like, gets the little head and, you know, oh my god, I'm confused. And your breaker is not just disabled.
Do you still
Once
lose
get
the
that
meter?
stun, they popped up and Sindel gets a full reset.
Got it.
No breakers.
I mean, just don't
allowed.
break if you
Couple
know it's
ways to avoid
active.
'em, seems
Yes.
like for her.
There's also another really interesting move I'd like to show. So for this one, Sindel can take control of an opponent's cameo and stun them. So for example, I will call it out, and Sonya is actually dizzy.
Yep.
If Sindel is in the middle of doing this move, where she points, while the cameo is out, so you have to do it on a read, the cameo is stunned for this entire length of time and cannot be summoned.
Okay.
There's also an EX version. With this version, Sonya will leave the screen and I gain control of her. And I actually get
That's
free
wild.
use
I don't even.
either of the cameo's moves of my choosing. So for example,
I don't know how.
I now.
common that this is gonna be, but it's kind of wild.
And that use of
You can pick
cameo-
any of them.
Correct.
Not just
Any
the one
of
they were
Sony's
doing.
Moves. Right.
Got it.
I have control over it for a pretty good amount of time, and it's something that's gonna.
It's very
you know,
matchup
how
specific,
effective
though.
And the way you use it's gonna change on what the opponent's cameo is.
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah.
Do we want
it's. I mean, it's a neat idea to
I think
be
that's the best way we
messing
can
with the
finish, right?
cameos so much. Well, we've already seen both of these.
Oh yeah, the
Crazy,
big hair is
super cool.
amazing.
Yeesh.
And like we've done in the new era, like all the characters will have, they're still somewhat who you know. There's still stuff that's going to
Right.
bring you back to them that you loved using when we were younger.
Yes.
But they've definitely changed.
Yeah, he
So-
probably has like mostly new moves to go with his new role, like his new power set. It's pretty neat. So let's check it out.
Let's do it.
Right.
So you'll notice right off the bat, he has a new weapon.
The
which
staff
is
just
his wizard
cracks me
staff.
up.
And he uses it in most of his normal attacks. And he is definitely now much less of a physical fighter than he ever has been before. He is a very powerful mage, and he uses it in most of his attacks. A couple normals I really wanted to talk about. Like
Oh,
you can see
he's
he
got
is
Stryker. He's got Stryker.
But he literally uses his water
He's got
staff.
frickin'
This is
Stryker.
definitely-
We're gonna
love
learn
the
Stryker.
kick-up.
It's so good.
And you'll notice the water leaves the top.
Okay, let's see. What's he gonna have? He's gonna have gunshot,
Right. I absolutely love
grenade
it.
toss. Obviously,
So
those
let's
two
start
are
off with a couple
probably.
normals I really wanted to show
But
you.
then is he gonna have
Forward
baton
two,
sweep
forward
or
2, 1, 3 is just like
the
really good
baton
range
toss,
in
like where he
mid.
rolls, grabs you, and tosses you?
It's also got
I don't know.
forward 3, which is an overhead, into a double overhead, and he gets a pop-up. That'll be one of his most important, I think.
Stryker's gonna be my main cameo no matter what.
another
bro.
normal I really
I've been
wanted to
waiting
show
for
was the
Stryker to be
standing
back. Oh,
Which,
oh.
even though he's no longer a ninja, he still has tremendous leg strength.
Right.
Okay, so
strong
they
he can
did
actually kick you across the
reference
world.
his
Now, this is
around
an
the world
interesting
kick.
one, because if you hold it, he gets a combo.
Does he? Oh yeah, he does.
And he can also cancel out of the hold to fake
Okay.
you out.
Okay.
There you go. See, I'm good. And let's check out his throw, which is a nice nod to the classic water bubble. He goes in with you, and then you burst out.
That is. That's
So you can
interesting.
see his normal attacks are very fresh and different. And I think the water effects are awesome. So you want to go into his special moves?
I think so.
So he has some really interesting zoning tools. I mean, some might even call him a premier zoner. And let's start with his straight projectile, which takes up a ton of real estate, is fairly quick, and has some interesting ways that you can change it. If you EX it, he gets a full knockdown. He can actually hold it down and get a
Oh
stagger.
wow.
And you can actually cancel out of this hold down. So you can mix up doing the move,
Timing. Yeah.
doing different timings, doing the EX, or canceling out of it. Keep the opponent guessing. When you have a projectile like that takes up a ton of space, what's the one thing you know the opponent's going to try to do to beat it?
Jump.
Jump. And that's not going to be super effective because he has an anti-air version. And this has a very neat EX that actually allows him to pop up for combos. So I think it's pretty cool. Again,
Man.
it makes a full, full screen projectile become kind of an offensive tool up close.
What'd they do to Rain? I'm not
Now,
a fan.
one
I
thing
mean,
would
I
be,
kind of dig. I'm
what
not.
happens if they're using projectiles?
But I like Ninja
against
Rain,
him?
honestly.
And he has a water bubble where he surrounds himself in water, and any projectile is going to be negated. It'll actually just be destroyed when it hits the water bubble.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be
Something you can
encased
set up,
around him, but he
go
just.
behind,
Okay.
go in the middle of.
Works as a shield.
Exactly. But if you EX it, it surrounds him.
Okay,
and
that's what I
travels
thought it
with
was
him.
doing it at first.
Kind of walk
Interesting.
Exactly. So then you can go in, do his lows, do his overhead, all that good stuff when he has the water shield on.
Gotcha.
Now, there's other ways you can get in. He could set these water portals, and he can set them anywhere he wants.
Do they just stay forever?
He can actually
Or until he
warp
uses
through.
it?
So you could do cool stuff, like set one here, go in when you want to get out, warp back to where you
Oh,
Or
no.
when you're in, you can set one, do some fun zoning, and then use this to get back in.
Okay.
And then you can go straight into combos, fun stuff like that. Now, once you've established that you're willing to teleport or throw out some of these fireballs, and the opponent's scared to move, you can start using the Whirlpool. And he has close, medium, and far. These will go on the ground, and if the opponent walks into it, they get popped up for combos.
I love how he just grabs the top of his staff and
Yes,
throws it down.
it is
Really
so cool looking.
Another
move he
character
has is
I'm not too
Geyser.
interested in,
This
honestly.
is a pretty good advancing special.
He doesn't look
Doing what
bad,
he's
but I
doing.
mean, not my
Yes,
style.
it has armor, so it's a good wake-up attack, a good way to beat pressure. And I think it'll be one of his best combo enders. And then lastly, one more awesome full range move that kind of shows the full extent of his power.
So cool.
And this is a move that he can actually hold
Oh, that's kind of neat. I like the animation while he's holding it.
or cancel.
It's like a throwback to his old school
So you can do stuff like
wind pose.
doing your water ball. I almost called it a fireball, and it's literally the opposite of that. Go into this, fake out the opponent, immediately drop down. You can set up. You can do all kind of stuff. Set up portals, be doing that Thunder God move, cancel it, go through the portal. Just all kind of options full screen. I think.
And show us Stryker now.
He's going to be a really interesting character to kind of freeze them up full screen to get in and start doing his mix-ups. And speaking of the mix-ups, let's kind of show how he can use his cameo. No,
Yes,
I
finally!
assigned Stryker, because I think a cop teaming with a wizard is the exact kind of thing you'd see in Mortal Kombat,
sure.
right? So the
Okay.
first thing I'll show with Stryker is he has his grenade toss.
Okay,
Straight
of
out
course.
of Bakery, comes in,
Boom!
throws the double grenades. They can either go low
They-
or high.
Oh, you can.
And you can imagine, these are ambush moves, which means they can come out while
Heck
Rain
yeah.
is doing his attacks. So you can do
That's tight,
stuff
bro.
like
Yeah, I love
doing
the. Do you
straight
see the lights
water beam while
as he
he's
comes
doing
in?
grenades.
That's so
It
sick,
can also aid you in combos. You can
dude.
do stuff like
Boom! Ah. Stryker's the best.
Stryker also has
Gunshot?
a set of baton moves.
Okay, he's got.
Cop Bop, where he comes in and does an overhead. And the classic.
Yo,
baton
Stryker
moves
with the.
bakery. So these are lows and overheads.
Yo,
So,
Stryker's gonna be the best
Yes.
cameo.
So, one thing you could do. You got your overhead.
Is it an
Opponent's standing
ambush?
blocking all the time because they don't want to get popped up. What am I supposed to do?
Oh no, it's not an
You can also
ambush.
do this in a string. So in overhead, you can do.
But you can cancel
overhead,
into it.
low. Then they get used to the timing.
It's probably
They're
punishable,
like,
though.
Oh, I'm one of these like ninja killer or Sonic people with good reflexes.
Mm-hmm.
I can, I can fuzzy that. Then you start doing stuff like
I love how he just runs in, sweeps,
it up.
and dips.
So
Awesome.
just from this 50-50, he can use Stryker to have more 50-50s.
That's so
like
that's how you beat Sonic Fox.
that's the key. That's
Got it.
all you have to do.
Got
And
it.
like a famous football player once said, it's more than a 50-50.
Half and half.
Stryker comes from behind in handcuffs,
Yo!
and this gives you a reset.
He gives you a reset, doesn't give you a launcher.
Then you get a bunch of advantage, and you can go for a mix-up.
Okay.
So you get into your
It's not a combo.
with the handcuff move, then go in and continue your offense. So like you could start a combo with your overhead, go into the handcuffs, and then make them guess.
Oh,
It's super
That's
fun.
really cool.
Yeah.
dude, you're coming with me.
So I think that's Rain and Stryker, and
I'm actually shocked he doesn't have
Go to Fatal
gunshot, but
Blow.
Let's take a look.
And I'll just say
Fatal
Stryker
Blow.
is my favorite Fatal Blow.
Okay.
yeah, fair enough. Me too. The best. Okay, I like that. I like the X-ray on
All right, that
Rain's.
was Rain.
Yep.
We're gonna talk about General Shao now, a character that I'm very excited
Dude, Stryker's
about.
sick.
As a
Dude, the
lover of
handcuffs? I didn't expect that.
big, bruising characters.
Yep.
I'm shocked he doesn't have
still
gunshot,
big
but the
bruising.
grenades are tight. The
Just
baton's
general
tight.
now.
He's just a general. He is not the Emperor.
Right.
He's got a new weapon, new moveset.
A bit of a stance character, but I wouldn't say in the same vein as like a Kenshi.
Right.
But definitely when he has axe in his hand, axe out of his hand. When it's out of his hand, be careful when you're near the axe. That's all I'm going to say. Let's take a look at how he works.
All right.
So, big thing, just to show, this is kind of the thesis statement, just swings for the fences.
He's a
right?
powerhouse.
This is back two, it has advantage, so if you're blocking, don't want to push any buttons probably.
Oh, wow. It's advantage
Right.
and
Yeah.
launches.
Don't do that, because you're going to get hit.
Right.
Great move there. This is a really quick, kind of almost get a little distance to it too. Like I can get you from there.
Wow, that's actually
Like, really
far
nice.
range.
Kind of can lead in some combos.
Right.
Punishing move I like to use is this right here. Very fast, bounces them up. We can show some more stuff with that later, but obviously you can see there's some pathways with that move.
I also really like how his kick attacks are just either uses axe or he's just huge big boots.
Just like
Yeah,
standard
just-
big boot. And like a lot of people, I enjoy the two-player animation strings.
Right.
So he has this overhead, doesn't combo in anything, but hit the throw button afterwards.
So good.
And he also has a low one as well. And I'm sure we'll come back to
That'd be
this
so
one.
much cooler with a hammer. Okay, I'll
Let's
stop.
talk about his special moves. His special move, the one that kind of encapsulates what he is Power Strike. He will just throw the axe on the ground, and there it is. You have about 7-8 seconds just to do stuff without the axe, right? You can also call it back. Boom.
Okay.
Now, when it's on the ground, different strings. That's back one.
Nice.
Can you be like
Also-
full screen and drag them all the way back to the axe? That'd be
So all of his
hilarious.
axe moves get replaced with different normal attacks.
Yes.
And some are faster, some have different reactions.
Right. And some change some of your other special moves. We'll get to that in a second.
Even his throw changes.
Yes, even his throw. So here's his throw. While we're at it, let's just show the, Mataro as well. And then with the axe, he just bangs in the face with the axe.
Right.
Other specials he has.
It's so
you
they're
can-
similar, but
Huge. Well, that was the meter burn. I got a full screen projectile. Now, if you're close, you can.
dude, his walk animation is kind of weird looking.
Sorry about that. You can. do
Like
some-
the way his hand moves as he's.
Pops up. Nice.
Right. He has a buff. This makes your axe powers do more damage. You can
Okay.
also EX that to get more time on it as well. Big move in his arsenal that also leads to a lot of crazy good damage is his armored launcher is his knee.
Just kind of representing.
Like I get it.
Kind
He
of
had
makes
a
me think
rising
of
knee in like the 3D
like,
era.
Shoulder, except now it's a knee.
Right. And
Like in the
you can-
3D
you
era,
can
he
throw
had the
out
rising knee, but
always there.
it,
But
it's nothing like up shoulder.
if you EX the knee, you get a free power slam after that. So you can do like that.
Okay.
And then his axe is on the ground again.
Okay.
So that's how you rotate throughout the character, right? And now it's on the ground, now it's back to me. So then you can start doing really cool stuff like this into power slam, back into that.
Nice.
And that's a pretty nice chunky combo.
And now you
That's
have
a
the
lot of
axe
damage.
back.
Right. When the axe is on the ground, other cool things can happen. Power slam. Now, I have a ground pound.
Neat.
Now, here's the interesting thing. When you are on the axe, it is an overhead low,
Okay.
which is kind of tough to block.
Yeah.
You can also, throw this down, do this.
And
Combo
that's like
after
a
it.
quick recall.
Right. Yeah, so if you have it down, you also have a move where you can just be near it, and it's very fast slash.
Okay.
So a lot of really cool stuff you can do.
And he's clearly meant to be going in and out during
Yes.
the fight, in the middle of combos, getting it back at the end of combos.
Maybe recalling it if you want to.
Right.
Lots of stuff like that. But if you are, as as my opponent near the axe, there's a lot of stuff you need to think about.
Right, so it's almost like with the axe, you have, you know, kind of really good range, not the quickest moves. Without the axe, you're much quicker, and
Yes.
you can use it, establish the axe on the screen, and you're going to have to respect it, and that's going to kind of open up your grabs, your mix-ups, stuff like that.
And it's super cool. You can also, like, he also, you know, has some, just pick stuff out of the air and that sort of thing. I mean, the knee into power strike is huge.
Right.
Right. Really important. Make sure I'm not missing anything. I do want to show some stuff with Motaro.
Okay.
So Motaro has a couple things you can use.
So
now, obviously, I'm a big guy. Do this. I can pull him out, walk behind it. You don't want to be throwing projectiles at it.
That's so
That
good.
will reflect, and I'm walking it down with that.
I love that, you know, that's a way to call back to his thick reflect skin from
Right.
MK3.
And now you're kind of you're a little confused. What do you
yeah,
do?
because in
But
MK3, I
Nice.
he
forgot,
also
but
has this
when you
turret
throw
you
a
can do.
projectile at him in MK3, it just automatically comes back. It doesn't let you zone him.
Has a low one too. He can do that. Now here is something that I've chosen Motaro with General Shao for a reason.
Okay.
Remember this move?
Yes.
Can't do a lot out of it.
Right.
He has this teleport, right?
Okay.
Which maybe you can read a projectile, maybe not, but you can move around the battlefield quicker as General
Right.
Shao. But with this overhead, I can teleport
Wow.
and still
That's a
continue a
true
combo.
combo.
It's a true combo. So now you have to worry about this, and you have to worry about something like this. Like that's now in play.
Right.
So you can do the full thing too. You can do like
What a cool example of one of my favorite things about the cameo system. It
Right.
allows you to break the rules and restrictions of your roster.
and I
character.
think that's why I love Shao so much is that he breaks the rules also with the knee into power slam. He's
Right.
It's a special into a special, which Johnny can do too. Of course, he breaks that rule at times with his meter, with his height meter. But yeah, there's a lot of cool, fun sort of breaking the meta of what Shao is, just so you can do with that.
And
Really
I think
cool.
it's so neat about the cameo system. You kind of look at your
The meta
play
isn't
style,
the
look
only
at your
thing about
character,
Shao
and
they
think,
broke.
What are my weaknesses? What are the things I think I'm missing? And you can use your cameo to turn those weaknesses into strengths.
Right. And for me, it's like if I'm so far away from people, just as a zoner, just even having this just to get me out of dodge, right?
Right.
Now I'm close again.
Now
and
you're
now
close.
now you don't want to be there.
No
Let me show
shoulder,
the,
really?
When you turn do
What is
that,
it going to
give
be in his
yourself
fatal
a
blow? They're going to give him a
100%.
shoulder, probably.
do that real quick. Show the fatal blow.
It's a real good one.
Drops it from the sky.
I still love Motaro's.
Oh, he's not horsing around.
Oh, well, bye. General Shao.
Pretty cool.
Super fun. I've had a really good time playing with them. Just a different style of fighting, different than you're used to for General Shao, so
Right.
it's been a really cool time.
Yeah, I think it's really neat. You know, we also showed Geras having these big brute characters who you might think is like, oh, they're brain
Speaking of
dead
Geras, I can now
brawlers or whatever.
confirm
No,
I am a
this game-
Geras and
No,
Stryker
they're not.
main.
They're definitely, you know,
I think we have a fight from QA
we do.
that we would love to show you.
This
Between
would be a fun one.
It'll be a really cool one. So we'll show you that. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
Our cotton colony.
Oh, we get to see Baraka and Shao in action.
General
Okay.
Baraka. This is no nuance needed.
No, these are two monster brawler guys. They love to fight. They're nasty.
Oh, Stryker!
So we've
Let us
got
see the
Baraka
Stryker
with
fatal.
Stryker
Leaves his blades in the ground, regrows blades. Awesome.
and Shao with Motaro. I have no idea.
rooting for
why
Baraka just so we
Stryker's
can-
working with Baraka, but you don't always have to follow the
It's-
lore.
Shao's under arrest. Good damage.
Ooh,
Big whiff.
whiffs that overhead.
Power slam.
Let's see if Shao keeps him in the corner. Nope, switches sides.
Now you can, with that move, choose which way you want to go.
Right. Oh, big stab, shish kebab. Back to flaming neutral.
That big jump stop.
Every time he comes out and I see the red and blue
Very
lights, it just
Yeah.
makes me smile.
Oh, this is gonna be big.
fun. Notice how he had a.
Oh, wow, it hit.
with a pop-up without the axe in his hand.
Boom! Bring back old Shao.
Forgot.
That's what Stryker
to
just said.
block the second part of that fatal blow, the low. That's tricky. Paid for it.
That's actually the first time we saw Baraka's. I was talking through it. Sorry. Yo, Stryker coming out.
Let's see. One way to look at it is at least Baraka no longer has his fatal blow.
Okay.
Good jump attack.
Fishing for some throws, got him punished.
Yo, he just keeps coming in with the artillery, baby. Oh, and the breaker being the taser is so
break.
sick
That was
too.
the axe on the ground.
They nailed Stryker at least. For me, I'm sure people love Shao, but I'm not
I love
too big on the new take.
Just a big hind kick. It's so exciting to see Motaro back. You know, he's a character that makes very, very few appearances. Like, I've always wanted him back. Very exciting.
Ooh. You saw earlier he did the back two twice, but he will do it again.
Yes. Sometimes you got to do it again. The no mix-up, mix-up.
I want to see Stryker. Well,
Big
or do I want to?
overhead.
Very
I don't
quick
know.
overhead.
I kind of want to. I really want to see Strikers, but seeing Motaru's would be cool too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. There could be
Or
matches
Baraka
where it's
or
better
Shao
to
even.
not use your axe as much. Have axeless be the main way you fight if they're a faster character, maybe like a Liu Kang or something.
Striker's got you
They
covered.
take 3 bars in this game, and I think one thing a lot of people forget is your cameo has to be available.
And notice when he breaks right then, right before power strike, his axe is staying to the ground.
This is a close one. Oh, really good punish.
Oh
Turn
yikes!
out. Nice. That'll be it.
All right, what are we gonna
do.
see? It's Motaru.
This looks dangerous for Baraka.
Oh, that was actually really cool.
Well, that didn't go well for Baraka.
Melted.
That's a bummer.
I can't speak for every fan, but it seems like Rain fans and Shao fans were the ones that got shafted in a way. Maybe old fans still like the new takes, but they changed a lot, in my opinion. Like Shao, I just he doesn't really do anything that screams Shao. I mean, like I said, I know he had the rising knee, but even that still had the green energy. It was basically like rising shoulder, in like deception and whatnot. I don't know. I mean, you don't give Shao a shoulder or like anything that Shao is known for, unless I'm missing something. But I feel like I'm playing Mortal Kombat's version of Ares. Like that was my initial thought when I first saw it in the trailer, and all it did is reinforce it for me. I mean, his whole gimmick is just like planting the axe in the ground and then having different strings and a new ground pound move. Like that's literally the whole game plan. I don't know. I'm not going to rant about it. Kiris seems to be the one for me so far, and I want to try Ashra. There's plenty of other characters I enjoyed, like Lee May and Johnny in the beta were a lot of fun, so maybe I'll even use them. Who knows? We'll have to see when the game comes out. But regardless, Stryker is sick. I can't wait. He's definitely gonna be my main cameo no matter who my main playable is. It's a shame Stryker is not. Maybe everyone will love Stryker in this game, and then they'll make him DLC down the road, or in the next game he'll be playable. So I'll just have to wait, keep my fingers crossed. But for now, thank you guys so much for tuning in with me. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments down below about Shao. Maybe you guys love him, and I hope you do. I really do. I'm just disappointed with it, but who cares, right? So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.